Well, good morning, everyone. I'm excited to represent American Home Shield as one half of the San Antonio team alongside Ms. Debbie Blackerby. American Home Shield, or American Home Services, is an innovative company continuing to support our partners and members with pre and post-closing solutions for home system and appliance repairs. We enjoy being part of your team in bringing value-added services to you and your clients, as well as being a pillar in the real estate community. So without further ado, I would love to introduce the fabulous Miss Shannon Beasley of Keller Williams Heritage. Shannon has set a goal to approach both the buying and selling process with honesty and professionalism. As a founder of Women Who Wonder, she further understands the value of cultivating a community, raising awareness of natural resources, and promoting emotional and physical well-being. You guys give it up for Miss Shannon Beasley.
Thank you, Jada. I appreciate it so much. You may or may not have heard the term ESG yet, but you will. I'm Shannon Beasley, and I'm here to talk to you about why this acronym is so important to the future of our businesses. If ESG is already familiar to you, you probably associate it with keywords like corporate responsibility, sustainability, green, eco-friendly. I submit that ESG is an opportunity for brand enhancement, attracting talent and customers and partnerships that will make our world a better place. ESG, environmental, social, and governance, refers to a set of widely accepted factors that are considered when assessing the social impact of business. Environmental considers how a company performs as a steward of nature. Social examines how a company manages its relationships with employees, suppliers, customers, and community. Governance deals with how a company is governed. In 2015, Adidas partnered with Parley for the Oceans to turn marine pollution into sportswear. That year, they produced 7,000 pairs of the Adidas X Parley shoe. In 2019, they sold more than 11 million pairs of those shoes. Why? Partly because millennials in particular tend to turn to local brands with an interesting story and strong ideals. Consumption has become more value reflecting than ever. We are not satisfied with simply good products or services, but require businesses to share and reflect our values. Platinum Top 50 exemplifies involvement, success, philanthropy, and initiative. Those are clearly woven into the fabric of what P50 is about, PT50 is about, and your participation is a strong indication of your commitment to integrating these principles into your business. So, how did these practices show up in my life? In 2018, some friends and I started an organization called Women Who Wander. Our mission is to cultivate a community of women from all walks of life, promoting emotional and physical well-being for the purpose of advancing conservation, awareness about our natural resources, and the leaders that protect them, and to further a legacy of land by equipping women with outdoor skills and knowledge that they can pass on to the next generation. Our first year, 600 women showed up on the banks of the Frio River. Don't Trash Where You Splash is a program organized by Texas Hill Country River Region that is making a huge impact on litter cleanup and prevention. In the past 2 years, volunteers have removed over 16,000 pounds of trash from rivers in Uvalde County. As an added benefit to the volunteer cleanup program, each volunteer is awarded $10 per hour of cleanup to the charity of their choice, so far raising almost $30,000 in donations to a variety of nonprofits. Are you familiar with Gear Up for Game Wardens? It's a nonprofit organization made possible through partnership with dedicated citizens and Texas Parks and Wildlife Foundation. The purpose? The state provides basic necessity for wardens to do their job, but there is still a critical need for additional equipment. Therefore, Gear Up is able to provide specialty equipment to our Texas game wardens. They need these to maintain safety and ensure the highest level of service for the people of Texas. I'm proud to say that Women Who Wander gave $34,000 to Texas Parks and Wildlife and Gear Up in 2019. As not only a founder, but a sponsor, the social aspect of Women Who Wander went far beyond what I ever could have imagined. There is something about getting outside, the fresh air, and connecting with nature. This amazing grandmother always wondered what shooting a bow and arrow would feel like. Her husband spoke fondly of his hunting adventures, and now that he was gone, she thought that opportunity would not ever happen. And then it did. And she nailed it, literally. The pride and joy she showed made every moment of hard work we put into that retreat worth it. Have you ever wondered why the San Antonio Livestock Show and Rodeo has grown so incredibly over the years? The organization welcomes 1.5 million visitors annually, is run by the more than 6,000 volunteers, and has donated more than $210 million to youth. They're committed to the things that we know are important. Governance. As an at-large trustee for Medina Valley ISD, I am acutely aware of the impact we can have on our communities. The same applies to our businesses, brokerages, and those we partner with. Stakeholders want to know that we are committed to doing better, being better. What does that mean for your bottom line? When you cultivate, you gain. More and more consumers are looking to align themselves with businesses and brands that are putting core values first. They want to see us taking social ownership of the world we live in. And as an industry, we should invest in the future of people, which is what real estate as a whole is meant to do. So back to the original question. Is ESG a growing business trend or a fundamental core value? Well, I would say it's both. The corporate world is increasingly using more formalized ESG criteria to steer their companies, and it will trickle down. You are already doing these things, and now you have a name for it. Now it's your turn to consider how ESG shows up in your business and your daily life. Are you intentional? Be intentional, be mindful. Small businesses tend to have a swifter decision-making process, less bureaucracy, and more flexibility, being closer to the customer. You are local and have a story that the consumer can identify with. It's important, look at these and think about how they are showing up in your business, even if you can pick two. As Jason just mentioned, the things you focus on expand, so be intentional. In my 3.5 years in real estate, 3.5 years, I knew from the beginning that a strong mindset was the only way I would be able to grow a new business and still hold true to what was important to me. That mindset, along with hard work and a lot of long hours and a passion for people, allowed me to 10 times my income between year one and year two. It is possible. We can do hard things. I didn't believe it, but if you put your mind to it and get your mindset, read all those books, you can. A life-changing discussion shifted my mindset in my first year. Someone said to me, if you have the ability to make money, you have the obligation. That changed everything. I realized the more I made, the greater impact I could have on the world around me. I believe you are already doing these things. Now you have a name for it. You've heard everyone talk about core values today. So while you know it's an important element that people are talking about, sometimes we forget to be intentional in how we incorporate those. Don't be afraid to formalize your core values and incorporate them in your brand. Thank you.